Hey everybody, it's Graham from Type What. I'm on a mission to find a cure for type 1 diabetes so that it is no longer a life sentence. And in this video, we're going to talk about nebulization. Check out those fancy graphics. Nebulization is a process where you basically breathe in something, and the something that I'm breathing in is a nanoparticle, silver. Do we have one of those?
Yeah.
Lying around? Okay, go ahead. Go grab it. Here, go grab it. Go grab it. Um, so. So why would I nebulize silver, and what does that have to do with diabetes? Well, so one of the things that's a theory out there as a potential cause for diabetes and a lot of other gastrointestinal tract diseases like Crohn's and
Ulcerative colitis.
colitis, that ulcerative
Colitis.
colitis. I don't know why I can't say that. Is a bacteria, is a mycobacterium called MAP, M-A-P, which stands for Mycobacterium avium subspecies tuberculosis, which is why it's so long you got to make it an acronym. So MAP, as I'll refer to it going forward, is it's found in our food supply. Just to keep the story short, it comes from cattle, then infects all other pieces of chicken and pig and all the other meats that we eat. It's also in dairy. It survives pasteurization. So it's in our food supply, and some people theorize that it's leading to a lot of these autoimmune diseases, which means it's not really an autoimmune disease. It's a real bacteria in the system. And the particulars of this bacteria, the MAP, is that it's a mycobacteria, which means it's a mimicking. It mimics your actual cells, real cells. So that's where the friendly fire from the autoimmune comes in. So your immune system is attacking your own body, but it's triggered by having a real infection inside of you. So that's kind of this wrinkle in this theory. So one way to combat that, to neutralize it, to take it out, which is also loose in theory, is to nebulize silver. And I say loose in theory just because it's written down. There isn't like a hard protocol for it. I did look up tuberculosis in the silver solution, this is by Pedersen, right? Yeah, Dr. Gordon Pedersen, who's the creator of this really cool intracellular immunity. That's not the name. They have some phrase for it. It's a alkaline silver. It's nanoparticle, structured. Basically, this is just one brand, but it's a special type of silver that's different from colloidal silver, which most people are familiar with, in that the silver stays attached to the water molecules, and so it can kill the virus, fungus, bacteria, and then get flushed out of your body a lot easier than the colloidal silver, which can accumulate in your body. Okay, if you take a lot of it.
And it's alkaline.
Colloidal silver is also acidic, so you can't take a lot of it because of the acidity. This brand uses an alkaline water, so it's an alkaline based water. It's not acidic. So anyway, in the book, which gives kind of protocols on how to use silver to get rid of different diseases, there's a tuberculosis one, which isn't exactly MAP, but it's close. And they basically say it's a difficult thing to get rid of. The one way that it is treated with silver is to nebulize silver for an extensive period of time, which is on the order of months. Right. Mm-hmm. So what we're going to do in our plan, I've recently took my blood tests for City of Hope, and we're going to review that soon. So I haven't even opened them yet. So it's been sitting in my inbox for me to look at for a week. So it's getting to me. But when we have time, we'll do another reveal of all of the labs which is the lab segment that we're going to go over is going to be after the PKD and on 3 months of plants after the PKD to see how we go from the 800 triglyceride level down to 3 months of plants to see where that triglyceride, which is the main flag that we had, how that changes, and all the other diabetes stuff. So stay tuned for that, subscribe, like, all that stuff. And so getting back to the MAP stuff, so nebulizing silver for 3 months. I just started that because I just took my lab results. So we're gonna do 3 months of nebulizing silver twice a day, in the morning and the evening, to kind of, why not go hardcore at it with the nebulization. So that's why I'm nebulizing. So we're gonna say if I do have MAPS, which I don't know, and the general tuberculosis nebulization strategy can attack MAP, which we don't know, then this would be one way to do it. Now, what's cool about nebulizing, why nebulizing versus taking it orally, which I've been done in the past, or topically on your skin, or nebulization takes those things through your lungs, okay, instead of your digestive system. So your digestive system has all these filters that take out all the bad stuff, right? But you're going through your lungs has a lot less of a filter, okay? So that's why people they smoke drugs, right? More than they eat drugs. I think that's more is the right word. But you smoke the drugs because it gets into your system a lot faster. There's less filtration going on. So it gets into your bloodstream, okay? And so that's what I want to do is I want to get the silver into my bloodstream with less interference, to make it stronger in my bloodstream, to potentially take out that bacteria that might be latent or maybe deep inside of me somewhere and hard to target otherwise. That's why I'm doing nebulization. Okay, so what does it look like? So this is this here is the nebulization. It's like an air compressor. It basically pumps air through the tube, and then it uses I don't know if this one exactly does it. So we bought this model on Amazon. It was recommended by, is it Ben Greenfield, who's another biohacker, and we're kind of between two models, and Ben chose this one, so we went with this one. Like a week later, my brother-in-law tried to buy it, and it was not on Amazon anymore. It was still on my orders, and I could still look it up and like get the name and stuff. And right before this video, which is a few months later, yeah, it's not even in my orders. Like Amazon's completely removed like all existence of this, which is kind of sketchy. So if you're a conspiracy theorist, that means it's really a powerful tool. And if you're not a conspiracy theorist, maybe the manufacturer in China is getting erased from Amazon. So for whatever reason. But this is, I forget the brand, but this is it's just called a compressor nebulizer. The model is A800, and it has it uses a piezoelectric mechanism to break down the molecules. And so you create a solution with distilled water, right? So which is like a neutral solution, and whatever you're trying to get into your system. So I'm trying to get the silver into my system. So we're going to use a 50-50 ratio, which actually is not even in the book. We have some insider information because we know a guy that knows a guy that knows a guy that might know somebody else that told us the solution for nebulizing for this is a 50-50 between the alkaline silver water and distilled water. So with those two things put together, this thing will use piezoelectric to break down the molecules, the particles into a very small, a range of sizes. Okay, so you're not like just breathing in water. It gives you like a mist off of the water, right? And that mist is in different particle sizes. So this has a particular range of particle sizes from 0.05 to 0.18 MPa, and I think that's like parts per million or one of those things. just so you know, if you're looking for other ones, that's kind of the range that I'm working with. And that was the really only thing that to make a decision on from my understanding. The rest of it is just like how loud it is. And this thing's, it's kind of loud, but they showed pictures of it next to a sleeping baby and all of that. Like it was kind of like a funny looking, it was definitely like a Chinese manufacturer, like just the whole advertising for it. Anyway, so that's what the nebulizer is. We talked about the silver. This is like the highest quality silver that you can get. And we talked about the protocol. I'm looking at my notes. The protocol for TB from the book. So let's dig into how to do this exactly. So basically, there's not a lot of options. This is just a little cube. It has an air filter. It has a tube that you plug in once, and you can just leave it there, and an on and off switch. Okay? So basically, all that I'm going to do down here is just turn it on, and then this is my glorious nebulization station. Okay? We have a shout out to, what is it called? Norwex. So this is a silver lined thing, so I'm taking some protective measures to make sure nothing else gets inside, my equipment here that I wouldn't want in my body. I wouldn't want nebulizers. So peel back. Oh, look how glorious this is. So basically, I have a droplet with my silver. I have a jar with my distilled water. I just put it in a smaller, cleaned jar because it comes in this big gallon and it's not easy to get the dropper in there. And then you have this. So this is the little face mask that you put on. It's connected right to the air compressor. So the air compressor does its magic. The solution sits down in here, and then it'll steam up, it'll mist up into the mask. So mist up into the mask, and then you just breathe it in. Okay? And so that's how it works. And then how to set it up is you have this little slot here, you open it up, and then you want to fill it to, for me in this one, there's a max fill line. Is that coming out?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I do it like just below the max fill line. There is a limit on the time that you want to use for this compressor, which is 20 minutes. So for about a 20-minute timeline for me, I like to use it all, so I don't have any left over. It just makes it harder to calculate how much to put in. Then you just put it up right below the max line. So let me just show you how this works.
And so you want to use the distilled water because it's stripped of all the minerals and extra elements.
Yeah.
So that way it's clean and pure with the silver.
Yeah. Okay, so really I just use the dropper and I drop in, I think for my thing it's between 4 and 5, depending on how much is left over. Sometimes when you're done, you have to remember to put the top over.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't put the top over, a lot of the mist is just going to come out and not be breathed. So you're going to run out sooner. Oh, shoot. I think I lost count. It's 3 or 4.
I think it's 4. So yeah, it's about halfway, just above halfway.
Yeah, just above halfway. So now I'm going to
Now he's doing the distilled water.
I'm going to check it because I definitely don't want to go over. Yeah, we're good. 4. Yeah, that's good. Okay, screw them on, and then we're really off to the races, guys. So what I'm going to do is what I've been doing. So I don't have a lot of research on. I haven't done a lot of research on how to maybe maximize the breath for nebulization. What Greenfield did is he said that he takes in, I think he said 10 deep breaths through through his nose, I think it was. Because you can breathe in through your mouth, right? To breathe it in through your mouth, or you can breathe it in through your nose. I think he did 3 or 10 deep breaths when he first starts, and then he breathes normally. And he actually he says he checks his email or something during that time. That's his flow. This one particularly said to stay away from your cell phone, your laptop, anything that can have an electromagnetic field, because that interferes with the piezoelectric mechanism that will create the mist, the right particles. So I'm really conscious about that. So I put my phone on airplane mode. I take it off, as far away as I can lean to barely grab it, because I do have a timer on my phone for the 20 minutes. So the 20-minute timer is really just for the compressor to turn it off, because it has some you don't want to overuse it or whatever. The protocol calls for 30 minutes. So what we did is I'm doing a Wim Hof. I start with just some regular breathing just for 1 minute. Then I do a Wim Hof, which is deep breathing through your mouth. And then I hold my breath after 40 breaths of deep breaths through my mouth. I hold my breath for about 3 minutes. And so I turn off the compressor during that time, just to save a little bit of time. And then after that, I just breathe in kind of a long breath, which is it's like that. So it's a full breath through my nose, and I do that. I'm trying to get in my meditation during that time, because it's kind of a isolated time. So I do my meditation and a little bit of prayer at the end. I'm getting into the flow of it, because it's the compressor's loud. I have a bunch of the stuff on. I'm breathing differently, so it's a different breath than my regular meditation breath. So I'm still getting into it. And I'm actually going to make a quick video. Well, it's not going to be quick. I'm going to make a 30-minute live stream of me doing an actual nebulizer next. So stay tuned for that. Like, subscribe, all that stuff if you want to watch it. But basically, I'm going to turn it on real quick for you guys just to see how it works. It's very simple. You can picture me morning and night doing this, so it's kind of an odd thing to do, but you can see the mist coming out. And if this is left open. I don't know. So what you want to do is you always want to close it. You can see it coming out, but when I breathe, so yeah, you can see when I breathe it, I'm breathing it in, and that's really what's going down. So that is the how to nebulize silver. I'm assembling the airplane on the way down for a lot of this stuff. So if you have any questions, comments, let me know. We're gonna tackle this together. We're gonna find out how to really reverse type 1 diabetes so that it's no longer a life sentence. And the best way to do that is to put more of our minds together. So let's collaborate on this, okay, guys? So leave your comments. Comments can be feedback, ideas, suggestions, criticisms, all that stuff. Links to other research. I'd love to read all of those things. Leave them below. We can figure this out. I believe it's going to happen in our lifetime, so why not us? All right, guys, take care. This is Graham from Type What. Have an awesome day.